Welcome to the altar. Welcome to the altar. Meet me at the altar.
Welcome to the Marriage Altar. Hey. We are so excited and happy that you are here. Mm-hmm. Let's just get right to it. If you're new, subscribe, hit the bell, share it. Already. Let's go ahead and do all of the things.
All of those things.
All of those things, yes. We just want to welcome you guys to our podcast. Yeah. My name is Hope.
I'm Cadero.
I'm Don.
And I am Ernestine.
Yes, and we just want to say welcome.
Yeah.
Also, we drop new episodes every Wednesday, right? And that's not just spelled like the regular day of the week, but we spell it we winning, huh?
Yeah.
W-I-N-S. Fill in the rest.
Okay. She said W-I-N-S, fill in the rest.
You see what I'm saying there? I'm a lyricist.
That's that former cheerleader in you, right?
That is, you know.
Yeah, I saw the little jig you just tried to go into.
You saw that? Okay.
Ready?
Okay. Yeah, so every Wednesday, make sure you tune in to YouTube. We're everywhere, though, on all socials. We're on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube. TikTok, all of those great things.
X.
Yes.
X. I get better on the X, I'm not going to lie.
We do got to get better on the X.
Yeah,
but by the time this airs, we'll be there. Okay.
we definitely,
Forget about X, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I'm so sorry.
Right. It's still new. I'm still getting used to even calling it X.
But on all of it, it's at the Marriage Altar on all of them?
Yes. And that is spelled what? Altaer. And what?
And by this time, y'all probably got this down.
Y'all should.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But for the new folk, it's spelled Altaer, Altar. Right. And so...
I'm such a dad. I'm sorry.
Wait, what?
Because we're spelling that, and all I can think is B-L-I-P-P-I.
Blippy. Yeah. Y'all know about Blippy?
My kids are old.
Oh.
I was so confused.
Yeah. That's how we do spell things.
Yeah. It's because then we just say A-L-T.
Then you spell Mika. M-E-E-K-A-H. You know, Mika. Yeah. And so Novi's like N-O-V-I, Novi. Mm-hmm. Yeah. It's a whole
It's cute.
situation.
I wish that we still had those days, but they are long gone.
You see my face?
Y'all ain't got another one brewing nowhere?
Nah. Ain't nothing brewing.
Just the puppy. Just the puppy.
Just
we do have a new puppy.
Yes.
Yeah, that's like a kid.
We have a new puppy that's 8 weeks old. It's a golden doodle. It's a cute little guy.
By the name of
Kane. My children named him Kane because when he's a golden doodle, so he's brown and very fluffy, and he looked like a bucket. To them, he looked like a box of Kane's chicken.
That part.
So they said, we're going to call him Kane. So his name is Kane. C-A-N-E.
If y'all have any puppy training tips, please leave them in the comments. Yes. Comments, email, info@themarriagealtar.us.
And golden doodles are really smart. Like, they're really smart dogs, so I feel like there'd be times he'd be trying to manipulate us.
Not the dog at 8 weeks trying to manipulate.
Like, he knows he gets a treat when he uses the restroom because we're trying to potty train him and celebrate, so we celebrate. Good job.
Yeah.
He runs to the hand because he knows something's in it.
Or while he's squatting, he looking back like, you see what I'm doing? See what I'm doing?
Check this out, Ma.
Now, I ain't gonna lie to y'all. There are times where I feel like he squat and he ain't peeing, but he knows.
I started looking now. I'm like...
He knows after he squats, he's gonna get a treat. So I feel like he be squatting just to squat. And then he run. When he's done, he runs to us. But he runs to the hand.
Yeah.
If my hand was down, I'd be like, he'll run to his hand because he knows there's a treat inside of it.
Yeah.
I started looking though because I felt like, are you using the restroom? So I always look.
I rebuke that spirit of witchcraft.
That spirit of deceit, deception.
We churchy. I rebuke that spirit of manipulation and deceit and gluttony.
It's hilarious.
Poor little Kane.
He's a great dog. He's a great dog.
Oh, so how are we feeling?
I was about to say, go ahead. I was about to say, how y'all doing that? Like, together? Is that
the puppy training?
Yeah.
Yes, together. It's a family effort. I feel like when the shifts change, like if we leave and the kids are on shift,
things ain't always up and up.
Up to par, as they should.
Yeah.
They say, we took them out, but...
Listen, I come home, I look at my boys, who are the designated watchers at the time, because my wife's in a meeting in her office, and I walk in my room, and guess the dog is in there laying down in my room. Now, mind you, the dog is supposed to be with him at all times, because if he's left unattended, he will use the restroom.
Yeah.
And so I asked my boys, "Where's the dog at?" He's right here, next to us, laying on the floor. I said, "Are you sure?"
I catch them in the lie.
Sure.
I don't even think they were lying.
Yeah,
I
he
just genuinely think they were
thought-
not paying attention.
Paying attention. Yeah.
So
Same
they
guy.
sitting in the living room with their feet up watching TV. They're saying the dog is on the couch by their feet, which he does that.
Wow. Yeah.
I was like, the dog is in my room. No, he's not. He's right here.
Look down. Boom.
Gone.
He gone.
Same thing happened with our daughter. I was like, Bree, is a dog in there with you? Yes.
And he was not in there with her. He was in here with us. It's like, y'all are terrible watchers. Like,
Yeah.
So yeah, we're having a hard time training the dog.
Gotcha.
but he does really well. He has not pooped in his cage once since we've gotten him. He doesn't cry at night. He'll cry in the
that's
morning.
nice. Yeah.
Like, get me out of here. I gotta go.
Yeah, like he has to go to the restroom.
Yeah.
He will do that.
Celebrate the small wins.
So we do celebrate
Yes.
small wins.
Yeah.
So anyway,
Beautiful.
we have a
Now
great dog.
And sharing those responsibilities.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I see what that
That's
is.
what I was
She
trying
said,
to
so how do
do.
y'all do that?
Honestly,
Yeah.
now.
Sharing the
Yeah.
responsibilities.
Yeah.
I
Why you
see.
say that though?
Huh? Because that's our topic for today, man. We talking about
Hey,
sharing
come on, topic. Oh,
responsibilities.
come on, shoulders. That shoulder must be shouldering now.
No, it's still a little stiff. I'm kind of just working one side right
okay,
now.
okay.
Those who haven't seen the last episode,
Yeah.
Hope has been having some neck issues.
I have a neck issue.
Nah, I was laughing.
Yeah. All right.
Why did I choke though? That's what I get for making fun of you.
That's
Yeah, it's just a little
funny,
stiff,
man.
but we working it out.
We working it out.
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
Work it
Yeah,
out.
our topic today is sharing responsibilities. And that's in everything. That's money, that's
Yeah.
parenting, that's cooking, the
Yeah.
household
Household
chores.
Household chores.
chores.
We need. Hey, sometimes you need a good old household chores.
Household chores. That's
My
hilarious,
stomach hurts.
man.
Oh gosh! Wow.
But
Why am I choking today?
yeah, I got a lot going on.
That's why we can't sit
Hey,
together.
see, now you know you gotta let them get it out.
Yep. Y'all give me y'all give me check my notes.
Hey. Good shoulder.
Good shoulder.
Okay, we gotta stop with the modulation. We gotta stop. He modulated already.
All right, y'all back.
Yeah.
We never left.
You was gone.
You good?
No, we never left.
Back
Okay.
pal.
Okay. I'm back. Sorry. Who was talking?
Household
Okay.
chores.
I was just asking
Household
about
chores.
household chores.
Yeah. Okay.
But sharing responsibilities. 'Cause I think about this though when sharing responsibilities. Like growing up or like in old days, there was like almost like gender roles. And so like, you know, man went to work, lady stayed home, she took care of that. And of course that has evolved. But what does that look like in you guys' household?
Yeah.
When it comes to cooking,
Well,
Just
I think
household
just
share responsibility.
even in
Is there gender roles?
like even in contrast with
Yeah.
like the old way of thinking.
Yeah.
Because even biblically, you think about the man's the head of the house, and people in the world looks at that and like, man, there ain't no man.
Yeah.
not
there.
in my house.
And so they can take that into even in the household to think like that's how it's this domineering, controlling piece, and it's not like
So, you want to take it? You want to start?
Well, when it comes to head of the household, I honor my husband.
Come
Okay,
on,
go
man.
on, Anna.
Anna.
This will be the second episode where you'll see me honoring him. Wrong camera.
Said, get used to it. Wrong camera.
This will be the second episode. No, but seriously, he is the head of our household, and I
Yeah.
respect that, and I want him to be the head of our household. I don't want to be
I don't want
in
those
his shoes. What? Well, never mind. I don't
That was
want to.
size.
You know I was going there. I don't want to be in his shoes. But as far as like sharing responsibilities, he definitely is willing, which some men are not. He is willing to help in any way. Like if I ask, "Can you help with this?"
Yeah.
He does.
Yeah. I would say also to that, speaking more so to the head of the household comment, like, yes, I am. Yes, I own that. And I believe in that, but I don't abuse it.
Yeah.
Thank you. He does
That
not.
part.
You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? Like you can be the head of something and still be the lead servant in it. You know what I mean?
Put
We
that
talked
anywhere.
about that in the last episode. Like Jesus came not to be served,
Yeah.
but he came to serve.
Yeah.
But yet he is King of Kings,
Yep.
and Lord of Lords, the head of the church. But yet he served and to even give his life for his bride, the church. And so, yes, that same sentiment in our relationship and in our household, I don't abuse it. I look for wisdom from her
Yeah.
in a lot of things.
Yeah.
There are a lot of things in a lot of topics where she has more wisdom or just a better or different perspective. I feel like my job as one of the leaders in our household is to seek wisdom from my wife. And I can grow in that. Because as men, we think that being the head of the household means you have to come up with all the answers and you have to figure it out by yourself and then pass out the task.
Right.
And that's not what that is.
Yeah.
This is not a slavery system that we have over here. It's a collaborative system. My job, as it was Adam's job, that when something gets out of line, when something becomes spiritually misaligned, my job as the head of the household is to address it and correct it.
Yeah.
Right? As a man, we're establishers. We establish things. Our wives are much like the Holy Spirit. Y'all are expanders, right? Y'all can take anything that we give you and expand it and make it better and grow it and mature it. That's why we can give you a seed and then you can produce a baby.
Right.
Come on, production.
You know what I'm saying? And so,
I tried to hold it in. I did.
we ain't never gonna have no serious moments in this podcast.
It was. She looked at me, and she would have just. I
looked
would have
at
held
me.
it together.
I heard it in your voice. You said, I was like,
Goofy.
Come on, production.
we can't help it.
Okay.
So
I love who I am.
I love you too. Well, you didn't say you love me, but I love who you are too.
I love you too, Hope.
Okay, sorry.
I think we need to have a separate podcast, like that's an extension of Marriage Altar. That's just Hope and Ernestine.
Oh my gosh, I had that thought earlier today.
Did you?
We should do something for the ladies.
Okay. The cackle hour.
Yeah.
Cool hour.
That sounds terrible.
Cackle with Hope and Ernestine. Cackle with Hope and E.
Hoping it.
Well, my name's so long.
It is. But
Ernestine.
It's only 3
Cackle.
syllables.
Cackle with Hope and Steenie.
oh no,
No.
that sounds like I'm with. Never
But
mind.
the fact that y'all are just annoyed by the name, but y'all are accepting cackle.
Does cackle have to drop?
I mean,
We don't need
it's
cackle?
y'all's thing.
Okay.
We will
marinate on that.
Somebody was getting delivered, and then the enemy played it.
Yeah. That is being the enemy and distraction.
You said something about production.
Yeah.
Producing.
You said production. He was talking about the seed of the baby.
Right.
He said, come on, production. Huh? Okay, let's get it back on track.
Go ahead, boo.
So, yes, women are expanders. And so anyway, going back to the responsibilities, it's not my job to rule in the sense of she's beneath me.
Right.
She's my rib.
Yeah.
We're one. There isn't another version of her that is beneath me because we're one.
Yeah.
If she's low, I'm low.
That's good.
You know what I'm saying? And so with that being said, I think that how we run our house is very collaborative in nature.
Yeah.
Because if I am not consulting her, I used to say this, if I am not consulting her in the decisions of our household, I'm only thinking with half a brain because we're one. She matters in the context of our house. She matters in and I remember one time this guy wanted to have me buy into this pyramid scheme, and I remember
So 2000.
it was years ago, and I went, and at the end of it, that's when they tell you like, hey man, it's only this small price, blah blah
Yeah.
blah blah. And I said, hey, man, I need to talk to my wife first because this involves our finances. I said, I need to discuss it with her. And he proceeded to tell me, he says, well, man, let me tell you, man, like with my wife's expectation is that I'm going to be the man and I'm going to take care of our household. And I'm like, okay. He's like, my wife doesn't come to me and ask me, hey, so how are you planning on taking care of the house? She just knows I'm going to do it and that I don't need to ask my wife for permission to take care of our house because that's my responsibility. So what he was trying to tell me was, you need to consult with your wife to spend
Right.
money that's going to do something to make y'all lives better.
Right.
And I was like, because obviously he didn't know who I was.
Uh-huh.
And I was like, bro, that means nothing to me, what you're saying. I was like, you can use whatever little tactics you want to try to get me to buy into something.
Yep.
I'm not for the strategy, bro. You can't run game on me.
Yeah.
I said, I need to talk to my wife. And if we feel good about it,
Yep.
and if we have the money to give to this thing that is
Yep.
not going to produce fruit right now, and if I decide to work it and it produce fruit, then we'll do that.
Yeah.
And so, and I believe that then, even as crazy as I was then, and I really believe that today. Like, this is not rule over my wife in the sense of she's the lesser creature, in the sense, because I know that people say, well, the Bible says she's the in strength, not lesser in value, right?
Good, yeah.
Not lesser. Like, we got to get out of this whole man. Like, no, we ain't even gonna talk about how God used women and like how powerful He showed Himself to be through women.
Yeah.
When he rose, okay, I guess
I was about to say, you about to
You
talk
don't know.
about it,
That's
so go
right.
ahead, talk about it.
when he rises, when he raises from the dead, the first people He reveals Himself to is women. You know what I'm saying? Like, what hope?
No. It was, you know what I'm saying?
Oh,
yeah, no, go
yeah.
for it, yeah.
So anyway,
No, that was good.
I think we get that wrong sometimes.
Yeah.
Because we run scripture through our current worldview.
Yeah. That's good.
We filter it.
Yep.
Okay, I'm gonna read this. Oh, okay, well, this. So what we do is we change the meaning based on our current worldview.
To make it fit.
Christians nowadays, we will change the context of something so it'll make sense. That's what we do. When it doesn't make sense, we fill in the gaps.
Yeah.
Instead of seeking understanding, I say like, okay, this doesn't make sense to me. Instead of waiting, we'll just be like, okay, so what he must be saying here is this. Or we'll do the opposite. If we don't understand it, we'll say, I guess we're not supposed to know.
Right.
And then we just choose to be ignorant. And I just don't believe in that. Anyway, we're not going to go down that trail. We're going to rewind and come back. But, yeah, my wife is definitely equal and one with me.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, I don't abuse that role.
Yeah. I love that.
I love that for you.
I feel like, were you going to say something? No, I was going to say, I feel like we share the same viewpoints when it comes to that. And I feel like you do a great job with leading. And I'm like you, I don't want to lead. Like, it's too much responsibility. Like, like I don't want the weight that he carries. But yeah, I think you do a great job leading as well. And I know one thing that I appreciate is like, he's going to talk to me about it. Like, and I feel like any healthy marriage, like everybody should be on the same page. So it's like, I don't want to come find out that like this money was spent on whatever. And it's like, then I start feeling like, well, dang, I wish you would have talked to me first or got my input or, and that can cause division. So I think just open lines of communication is what's important. And it's not like he's asking me for permission. It's that he's considering me in his thought processes, which makes me feel like we're equal partners at the end of the day. So I appreciate that. That's good.
Yeah.
Speaking of money, though, like how do you guys handle who handles the finances?
handles
Is there a blueprint of how marriages should handle their finances? Because I've heard it all over the gamut, like joint. Nah, we're gonna have our separate accounts. We may have one together, or everybody is mine's. Like,
You want me to? You looked at me, so you want me to respond? I can respond. Yeah. She said,
Yeah, she did.
I didn't have time to process and think.
I don't believe, me personally, right? I'm not necessarily saying it's wrong, because at the end of the day, how you handle your finances
Your business.
is your business.
Whatever works for your home.
And if it works for you, great.
Yeah.
That don't work. I don't believe in that. I don't believe in segregation when it comes to finances.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Meaning, let me be clear. Meaning, I have my accounts, and what money I make goes into my account, and whatever money you make that goes in your account, and you have your own bills, and I have my own bills, and we keep it separate.
Yeah.
That to me speaks that there's a spirit of fear and mistrust.
Yeah.
Whether it happened within your marriage or it happened before you got there.
Yep.
But there's a reason you do that. And I don't believe in that. because that's another form. To me, that's another form of that's division.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, my wife needs to know everything about where my money goes.
Yeah.
And she does.
Yeah.
She didn't always.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And so I think we're in the current flow, but we're kind of in the middle of we have talked about revamping it. Currently what it is Ernestine has all the finances because she's just a lot of people don't know Ernestine's background is in finance. And so she worked at Bank of America for years as an assistant manager. She got the bank ready for audit. She got her nickname Flash from.
Okay, so he brought it up.
Flash.
You
So
see,
you gonna
you see all the
expand
pride.
upon it?
Did you
Yeah,
see
it was
all
the show.
There was a lot of.
Did you see all the pride?
I
behind
did.
it?
It was
Proud.
the slow show.
Yeah. Oh, just
He brought it up.
give him a little taste.
Yeah, they did call me Flash. I didn't name myself that. I'm just joking. But
Why? What was
Well,
Flash?
yeah.
Because she could count money really fast.
I was
Oh,
fast
so
and
you was on the
efficient.
Fast and efficient.
And efficient.
Ooh.
Like
Did you do anything prior to working at Bank of America that had you?
No, that was I started working there.
Well, no,
senior-
she worked at Target as a
Yeah,
cashier.
I was a cashier there.
I don't think
And
they
then I
have.
started working at Bank of America my senior year in high school.
No, I meant like in an alley somewhere where you was just like
Oh, like shooting dice, rolling dice.
down real fast, boy. Yeah. What factory was you in?
You can't, and you
What
can't do that and
warehouse?
not lick your fingers. You
No, I just worked at a very busy bank.
Yeah.
My manager at that bank, side note, he ran that drive-through like it was Chick-fil-A.
Golly. Efficient.
He was out there in the drive-through getting transactions, bringing them up to me at the drive-through window for me to do the transactions so he could walk it back to the cars. We were just that busy. I had nightmares for years after I stopped working there about the drive-through being backed up, and I hadn't been a teller in years. But about the drive-through being backed up, this sea of cars that just never stopped.
Wow. That is deep.
Yeah, and other people too that quit also told me they had the same dream for years.
Bound up that.
That's crazy. I remember going to see her at the bank, like after we got married, because she transferred from Fort Worth to San Antonio, and she was working at a bank. And I remember going to see her and just seeing her as a teller, or sometimes waiting for her to come out and we go do lunch, sit in the parking lot or something like that. So it's crazy. I have like these memories that I never really thought of.
Right, because it's been so long.
Yeah.
It's been a long, long, long time.
But anyway.
But yeah, I do handle the finances, and I keep him very informed. Because I know a lot of people don't know what's going on. And so then all of a sudden they found out, oh my gosh, all the money's gone, or this or that happened.
Yeah.
And so I'm very like, hey, look at this. I make him look, even when he doesn't want to.
You know,
Yeah.
and this be the truth.
Yeah.
I'm like, no,
be
I need
telling
you to
her,
look.
And some of it is I don't care.
Yeah.
But we're revamping that.
We're revamping that. I'm just like, I'm good.
Yeah.
He
as
trusts
long as
me.
you good.
He
Yeah,
trusts me.
Like I'm good. I really am. That has never been I don't want to sit down and we're gonna do spreadsheet. Is it done?
Right. Do we
Oh,
have
we
money or
good.
no?
I'll be like, okay, this is what we have in savings, you know?
Like I don't see my checks.
Yeah.
Like my check automatically goes into our account. She does whatever it needs to happen. I don't be
Yeah.
like, well, what was my check?
Yeah.
Like like all I know is my money goes into the account. So
Yeah.
does her money. It goes into the same account, which is what we call our bill account. And then from there, we have multiple other
Buckets.
accounts for different things.
Yeah.
And she takes it and calculates
Like
it.
we both have allowances that we give ourselves to help
Yep.
with not overspending.
Yep.
So his allowance goes in his account, mine goes in mine.
Yep.
And then we put the money in savings. That's going to go to savings. But for me, it's important to keep him informed.
It is important.
Yeah.
I have to be better about that.
Yeah.
It's the part of me that I've never been good with finances. Like even like in school, I wasn't good with math. Like it just wasn't. I just wasn't good.
Yeah.
So anything resulting in or like involving like financials,
Yeah. Yeah.
which is crazy because I have to do it for work. I have to manage a budget
Yeah.
and watch my spending. And here's the crazy thing: like there's different times throughout my career working in church where I've managed over $1 million in a budget. You know what I'm saying? And had to manage it and disperse and plan for 20%, like all of those things. But when you talk about doing it at home, at work I get paid to do it.
Right. At home you getting paid to do it.
But at home, I'm like, that's your forte.
Yeah.
Like this is us bringing our
Yeah,
different skill sets.
If it is my strength,
Yeah.
That's that part there.
Knowing the strengths and like leaning into that. Because I know like when we started, I feel like I started like with because I used to work for an accounting firm and then Bank of America as well. See, we got similarities, you know what I'm saying? But it was like their corporate offices or whatever. But so I started doing it. But a lot of stuff was like through my memory, like, oh yeah, we got to pay this on this and this and this and this. And so Kadera was like, okay, we a day late because you banking on your memory. Where I wasn't like, I didn't want to, give people my details and enroll in like auto like drafts and like stuff like that. Yeah. And so Kadera was like, there's an easier way, an easier system. And so that's when we kind of like, probably like, it's been a little while now that we've kind of like transferred that over to him. Mm-hmm. And so now it's like, okay, well, if you got the systems in place and you want to set up all this stuff, like I'm fine with it. But like I said earlier, like he is good with, okay, well, this is where we're sitting at right now. Mm-hmm. How do we want to disperse or whatever? And so we kind of do the same things with, we each have our own account. We have a main account, our own account. Then we have like the blessing fund, like Novi's account, like Novi's needs, or like, just different buckets and savings and vacations, house, like all that stuff. But it's always a conversation of what we're doing, which I think it's just healthy. Like everybody's on the same page.
It's
like,
healthy.
And there's no secrets.
Right. And then no one's stressing because they feel like I'm the broke one and he's, like we shouldn't feel that way in a marriage. Yeah. One person shouldn't feel like they're broke while the other one is successfully.
Right.
With their
Now, and for us, it can vary. Well, at one point, I don't know, maybe still now, I don't know. At one point, it could have been seen that way because when you put me and Ernestine together in a room, I don't want to say in a room, I'm just naturally a lot more loud with my fashion than she is. Mm-hmm. And sometimes you could be like, okay, she seems modest, and then I got on a pair of Amiris that can cost $1,200. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Which is insane, but hey, I did it.
Yeah.
Live and you learn. Right.
You know what I mean? But this is stuff that I've collected over. That's the thing too. I really, really take care of my stuff.
Yeah.
You'll look at me and not realize. You'll think like, okay, man, this dude's always shopping. Like he, I've never seen that outfit before. But you won't know that I bought this outfit 4 years ago. Mm-hmm. I just take care of my stuff. Yeah. And so the more you take care of it, and the more stuff you get over time, you just have an influx of stuff. Yeah. I can go get stuff right now and it look like a brand new outfit that I bought 5 years ago.
Yeah.
Tennis shoes in my attic that are in the box that I wore 3 times. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Now, I've also given away for those who like, okay, you don't need all that. Why you got all that stuff? And you just... Yeah. Let me also say that I have given away tons of stuff. Yeah. I've given away shoes. Tons of... And I'm talking about...
Boxes upon boxes of shoes.
Let me be clear.
Size you at?
11 and a half. Typically.
They're maybe to squeeze that foot of that.
12,
well, technically, it depends on how narrow your feet. Because on the scale, the length of my foot is I'm a 12. Okay. But
generous,
so
all right.
No. Not the plug on the podcast.
But we'll work out the deets.
But I've given away Jordans. I've given away. I've sold $1,200 shoes for $200.
Golly.
You know what I'm saying? Like I've given away $1,200 shoes. I have tied my personality and my worth to these shoes. I'm gonna give them away, and literally decided to just bless somebody with them. So I have stuff, but I've also given away a lot of stuff. And me and Ernestine are real. This is a part of the financial part of us that we have agreement on, is that we've planned giving.
Yeah, right? I heard you say y'all have a blessing account. I said blessed. A blessing account.
Yeah.
We give away money, and that's just something that we feel like is a part of stewardship of the finances that God has allowed us to manage, because it ain't our finances. Mm-hmm. Yeah. At the end of the day, if you look at, I'm probably going into this prematurely, but if you look at the parable of the talents in Luke 16, like Jesus tells the disciples to use. The story starts with there was a man who was responsible for managing his master's wealth, resources. Well, he wasn't doing a good job at it.
Yeah.
And so the boss or the master tells the servant, give an account for these resources for what you manage, because I'm about to take that from you. The man says, wow, I don't know what to do because I'm too old to work, right? And I'm too proud to beg. He has this bright idea, right? And this bright idea, he says, I know what I'll do. He goes to the clients of his master and says, hey, what do you owe my master? And he'll say, 800 bushels of wheat, something like that. Excuse me. And so the servant will say, okay, I tell you what, cross through the 800 and put 400. And he would do that again with other clients. Basically, what we would see is stealing from his master.
Yeah.
The Bible says, and the master commended the servant. And I was like, wait, he's stealing from you. He said he commended him. And the point that he was he said that the children of darkness, and I'm paraphrasing, but the children of darkness know better how to manage finances or resources than the children of the light. And what Jesus told the disciples was, he says, I tell you, take your earthly wealth and make friends for yourself. For when it is over, they will welcome you into eternal dwellings. That statement alone is crazy to me.
What scripture was this?
This is Luke 16. It's the parable of the dishonest manager.
Now I want to read it.
It's called the parable of the dishonest manager. What Jesus was telling the disciples was this: take your earthly, there's key words in here that he mentions. Listen to the contrast of this word. Earthly and eternal. These two are not synonymous.
He went in preacher mode.
Right? I'm a preacher mom. I'm sorry.
Yeah. You get excited about it. I love it though. Yeah, go
You know what it is? The switch done
Right.
Yeah.
You have earthly, which is not forever.
Right.
It's temporary. It's temporal. It won't last forever.
Yeah.
But then you have eternal, which is eternal.
Yeah.
He says, take your earthly wealth and make friends for yourself. For when it is over, when that wealth runs out, when your life is over and you're no longer here, who is they? The people that you've been generous to in the name of God will welcome you into what? Not earthly dwellings, eternal dwellings. What does that say? It literally says that there will be people whom you chose, not just money, resources in general.
Yeah.
That could be your time. That could be encouragement. That could be finances, money. That could be you sheltered them when they needed a place to stay, right? When you do that for people out of the goodness and the generosity of your heart, influenced by God, your master, your father, right? These people will actually be able to give an account on your character for what you did for them on earth. Now, you might be saying, I don't know. Seems a little far-fetched. Cool. In Matthew, it talks about how the master will separate the sheep from the goats. Golly.
Yeah. It's on the hat.
It's on the hat.
You can get yours, by the way.
You can get your
Look.
hat. He says he was separate the sheep, and he says, for I will say to them, he says, when I was hungry, you fed me. When I was thirsty, you gave me something to drink.
Yeah.
When I was hurt, and I'm paraphrasing, when I was hurt, you saw about me. When I was in the hospital, you came and saw about me. You prayed for me, all these things, right? And they'll say to him, when did we ever see you hungry and feed you? When did we ever see you thirsty and gave you something to drink? We don't know what you're talking about. He says, surely I tell you, whatever you do for these little ones of mine, my children, you have also done it for me. Now, the goats, on the other hand, he says, well, for when I was hungry, you did not feed me. When I was thirsty, you did not give me nothing to drink. Same narrative, same question is asked. When did we ever see you hungry and not feed you?
Yeah.
What are you talking about? And he tells them, I tell you, for what you chose not to do for my sons and daughter in the earth, you chose not to do for me. So our generosity, our finances, they're not ours.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's all about how we steward the stuff that, right, the parable of talent, his master's resources, not his. That's what we are the man in the story.
Yeah.
Those resources that we have, Your daughter is a resource. She don't belong to y'all.
Yeah.
That's God's baby. That house, that car, those finances,
Yeah.
everything that you own is on loan to you.
Yeah.
It ain't yours to keep and to take.
Yeah.
So it brings a different perspective now when I'm like, oh no, this is my stuff. It's not.
Right.
And if it's not mine, then I have to supersede my will for that and ask him what is his will for it because
Right.
it belongs to him.
Right.
It ain't mine.
Yeah. I feel like we made that, like, probably as of late, like, within the last 2 years. Because we were always generous. Like, we would do stuff for people. But I think now there's an intentionality behind it. Like, we used to always think, like, when we, got money or got paid or whatever, it's like, oh, what can we do, for us? Or, like, how much can we save? And now it's like our perspective on it is different. Yes, we still have our savings and we're still aiming to be great stewards over our finances. But now it's like, okay, God, what do you want us to do with this money?
Absolutely.
And there's times where it's like, Kadero will know if I get like an idea or like, I feel like we should have this gathering or I feel like we should do this. And he looks at the finances like, okay, well, yeah, he does.
There was one, I'm trying to think what they, like, it was, what was that, Labor Day?
It was
Labor Day. No, it was Labor Day.
Labor Day.
It was Labor because I was like, no one really just has a cookout for Labor Day.
And I told him, I think it was Labor Day. Because your birthday is around Labor Day, right? It was that one.
September 4th.
Yes. Shout out to September 4th. And I was like, Kadero, like growing up, like we had Memorial Day cookouts, 4th of July. Like we didn't like celebrate like Labor Day, like talking about.
Yeah.
But I was like, I don't know why I'm feeling this way, but I feel like we just should have something. And Kadero was like,
we
Labor
just got
Day.
here. We ain't got no grill. And what do we?
Yes.
Let's
So
go
it was
get one.
intentional. I was like, gotta go get a grill. I was like,
Spending money on it.
yeah.
And if I'm spending money, I want the grill I want. I don't want it, and then later on we gotta get a whole new grill. Like,
Yeah.
That reminds me, I want a grill. But go
part.
ahead.
And so it was one of those things that I was like, I don't know what seeds were sown that day, but I know that God said, y'all need to have a gathering at your house. And we wanted to celebrate you, I know, as well. And so it was just one of those things that was like, Kadero, this is where I'm at. And anytime I'm like, I feel like I heard something, Kadero's like, how much is it costing? But it's just, I don't know. It was.
See, I love that.
Yeah.
I love that stuff, man. Like just it's the ride or die piece. You know what I'm saying? Like I can say about Ernestine, boy, if I feel God is telling me to something, she don't be giving me a hard time about it.
Yeah.
I could be bold-faced wrong. But I have accepted the fact that if I'm wrong, I'll still be blessed because I was obedient
to what you feel like you heard. Yeah.
Let me say this. I believe that if you genuinely believe you heard God, but you were wrong, I think he will still bless you because you thought you were being obedient.
Yeah.
I believe that.
and you won't know until you try it anyway.
You don't know.
Right. Right.
There was the other day, I saw this lady, share some stuff, and I just felt like I wanted to give her some money. As I said, Steen, I said, saw this here, and I said, I feel like I want to give this lady some money. She's like, okay.
Yeah, but before I said okay, I was already about to say okay, but he was already like, so I just want you to take a moment, just like think about it. So I was trying to let him
You're
finish
like,
talking.
okay.
Because I hadn't told her the amount. So in my mind, I'm working because it ain't nothing for me to give away money.
Yeah.
But like, I was like, I feel like we should give her $5,000. She's like, okay. I was like, okay, cool. Like, because I be thinking like,
Yeah. You be nervous with them numbers. Like, because Kadero be like, how much you thinking? Do you really want to know how much I'm thinking?
yeah, like,
That's when your voice start getting high. You really thinking?
Right?
Yeah.
But
yeah, go ahead.
I was going to say, I'm like that now. I wasn't always that way because I used to have a strong fear when it came to finances.
Yeah.
A strong fear because we used to be broke.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
we used to be on food stamps. We were
Yes, WIC.
like all that stuff to where, and I was embarrassed during that time. So I would want to go to the self-checkout so I could do it myself.
Yeah.
And I didn't want to go grocery shopping because I didn't want to pull out that little white card. I wanted her to do it. You know how you give her the card and you just kind of walk off and acting like you looking at the snacks?
Yeah.
Well, you can't pay for that on WIC, though. You got to pay for that separate.
So I had because we were once broke, I had a fear of, okay, I don't want to be broke again, right?
Yeah.
And so, but now I'm not giving because I'm wanting God to bless me, or I'm saying I'm giving this because I know God's gonna give me something back.
Right.
That's not why I'm doing
No.
it. But I do understand the principle, and I do understand that we are blessed
Yeah.
because we are being obedient
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
giving to people who are in need.
Yeah.
You know. But yeah, that fear thing, when you would come
It's
and be
real.
like, I feel like we should give, I'm like,
Yeah.
you know where we at?
Right.
Yeah.
Are we looking at the same account?
Right.
No, that's
Yeah.
so
But
real.
here's,
Yeah.
yeah, but we've given, you know, I wouldn't say we've given our last before, but I mean there has been times where it was like, okay, because like and it wasn't like, you know, let's give him $20, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It'd be like, I think we should give him $1,500.
Yeah.
And now here's the other thing: sometimes God would tell us both the same number. I'm like, I don't know. I was thinking we give him 1,000. She's like, yeah, that's what I heard too. Like,
Yeah.
okay, that's it. We don't try to sit there and like the moment I have her agreement is over. Like that's
Yeah.
it.
Yeah. I with my consulting business, I have a group that I run, that I have a program for women. I think I mentioned it before. Women who are healing after infidelity. And so God spoke to me and was like, hey, reach out to the women in the group and say, is there anyone in the group who paid to be in this program and you need your money back? Like you need it. You need it. And I was like, okay, I'm gonna do it. But I kept forgetting
That's
because
a win. We didn't talk
Yeah.
about that. That's a go ahead. I'm sorry,
Right.
but that's a win.
right. So because the money was just sitting in the account.
Yeah.
So I kept forgetting because, you know, I told you I be doing so much.
Yeah.
And I'm going through the list right now, working that out, getting some things off my plate.
Yep.
I kept forgetting. And then it came back to me, hey, ask who needs this money back. And so one of the ladies was like, well, I do. And so I sent it to her. And so we had like a one-on-one session after that. And we were talking. And as she was talking, I heard God tell me, send her more. So I was like, okay. And I was like, hold on just a second. And when I said, hey, I just want to let you know I just sold another seed to you. And she was just like, what?
Wow.
And you just never know. Because after talking, I found out that her family actually has a financial need. And I was like, wow, God loves you that much.
Yeah.
That he would put it on my mind and keep reminding me like, hey,
Yeah.
ask. But
Yeah.
I believe that giving is so
It
important.
is so important.
It's
You
everything.
just never know.
It is. It is.
It's literally everything.
Yeah.
Y'all, giving is throughout the spirit of generosity is throughout the whole Bible. There's scriptures that are about giving that you don't even know is about giving if you don't really if you don't really read and study your Bible. You admit, like there's a scripture that says in the New Testament, I forgot the scripture though. It says, be careful not to practice your righteousness in front of others to be seen by them. That word righteous, it translates to charitable giving. He wasn't talking about righteousness in the front. Be careful not to be pompous in front. Like he was saying, be careful not to give to people just to be seen by others to show that you've been generous. He says, because the second verse actually says, so in conclusion, when you give in private, give in secret, for your Father who sees that you do this in secret will reward you. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
but if you do it for,
6:1 for anybody. That's
There you go.
wanting
Yeah.
There you go.
but if you do it for the likes and for the, oh man, wow, he really,
Yeah.
that is the only reward you'll get.
Yeah.
And although we're talking publicly about giving, we're doing it in hopes that it will spark something in you to be the giver that we're called to be.
And not just in money.
Right.
It's not just about money. That's just one form of
One
resource.
facet of it,
Yeah.
Somebody may need your time.
Yep.
Somebody needs your encouragement.
Yeah.
Somebody needs a place to stay for the night or two. Like, you know, you're coming up in my house. That ain't your house.
Right.
Like, if we really start to understand that concept that
Yeah.
everything is on loan to us,
Yeah.
when you die, that house is not yours no more.
Right.
It is not yours.
Yeah.
That money in your bank account ain't yours.
Yeah.
Now, somebody gonna disagree. Well, I work hard for money. You did. Nobody told you to do that. You chose to do that because you have agency. You have free will.
Yeah.
So God is not going to interfere with your judgment. He's not going to interfere with your will, your agency. If I wanted to quit everything I'm doing right now and just go work hard for the money, I could do that.
Yeah.
He's not going to stop me.
Yeah.
I know a lot of people say, no, God will. He won't interfere with your agency.
Yeah.
Things that you experience is based on your putting yourself in places and situations and atmospheres that begin to work against you. I'm not saying it's wrong to make money.
Right.
Please don't hear me say that. What I am saying is it's wrong to pursue money outside of the context or the leading of God. When you start doing it on your own because you're trying to come up,
Yeah. And flex.
it won't. And you trying to flex?
Flex.
No. So yes, it's not just about finances. It's about all resources. Your time is a resource. Your mind is a resource. You know what I'm saying? Me and my wife's marriage is a resource.
Yeah.
Y'all's marriage is a resource. How do I know that? Because right now we're sitting on a podcast helping people get free. That's generosity. We pay money to sit in this studio. Are y'all feeling what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, we pay
That's
money
good.
every time
Yeah.
we sit in this studio.
Yeah.
We paid to get an LLC.
Yeah.
We paid somebody to create an intro video.
Yeah.
We paid somebody to make the song that y'all listen to. Welcome to the Altaer. Like, we paid money for that.
Yeah.
We paid money for that.
Yeah.
We have already spent thousands of dollars
Yeah.
with no expectation
Right.
that money is coming back.
Right.
That's generosity.
Yeah.
For people to say, man, I watched y'all's first episode, and man, it really blessed me.
Yeah.
For us to be sitting on the phone with people who live in Brazil
Yeah.
talking about their marriage, that's generosity.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? So like, it ain't simply just about the cash. It's not, it's about everything. Your very marriage, how you live, can be a resource to somebody. And if the moment you begin to see it that way, and the moment that you begin to realize that your resources are actually not your own,
Right.
that they belong to him, then you begin to steward differently.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what happened to us, I feel like. Like the shift was made when our perspective changed on that.
Dang.
Quick question, and because I think I deal with this, and I feel like it's come and go sometimes, because our perspective changed.
Yeah.
And Ernestine, you kind of hit on that fear because you've been there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How did you navigate to make sure? Do you go back there to those moments, and if not, how did you navigate to where it's no longer a thought? Because I think for me, it's a thing where I remember us not having anything, but then even as a kid, not like growing up, I didn't have much, and like being without water and electricity and like those moments. So even now, like I'm like, oh, I'm a kid, but the moment I feel like, oh, we about to get close to zero, it's like the booty cheeks get tight and the face starts like, like, oh, we can't, and I can feel everything, a shift in my attitude, because it's just like, I trust God, but that those numbers are getting low to all zeros. Like, how did you navigate that shift? And if you're no longer there, that fear ain't there no more.
So every so often it tries to creep
up.
back in. We also, I mean, I know sometimes those thoughts can come from us, but sometimes those thoughts are not us. You know, the Bible talks about how the enemy is prowling around like a roaring lion. Lion, I always have a hard time saying it.
He is a roaring lion.
A roaring lion
Say it
seeking someone to devour.
Whomsoever he may.
Yes. So sometimes that thought isn't ours. So in those moments, I definitely take those thoughts captive. But I do notice that in times where I'm like daily spending intentional time with God, like, and when I say spending time with God, I'm not talking about where the whole time I'm asking God for something. I mean, where I'm just praising him, worshiping him, reading my Bible, you know, adoration, all those things.
Yeah.
I find that I hear more clearly throughout the day. So when those moments come, they don't send me spiraling.
Yeah.
I can, what's the word? Whenever you get off course correct. I can course correct very quickly whenever I've been leaning into the Father consistently.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I think enough of us don't, you hope you said this earlier, praying and asking God, what do you want me to do with this?
Yeah.
I don't think we do that enough. Like if I came to you, Kadero, and I passed you a gift, a tool, right? Even money. Your natural instinct is, what's this for? What you want me to do with this?
Yeah.
Oh man, it's just for you, man. Go take your wife out to eat, man. Just, okay.
That's good.
Naturally, when we receive something, except with God, we always want to know the clarity behind, okay, what do you want me to do with this? But God, we don't do that. We like, yeah, man. For example, we were blessed with some money recently, 5 figures.
Beautiful.
And I used to be the type of person who's like, okay, I know what I'm about to go get with this. Like, I know, okay, we've been wanting to do this in the yard.
Start planning everything out.
You already see the money gone in your
Quick,
mind.
right. Yeah.
And I remember saying, okay, Lord, what do you want us to do with this? Like, I think I even said it to you. It's like, okay, like, we just got to be careful.
Yeah.
Like, because this ain't our money.
That's what he said to me. He was like, yes, this was sold to us, but this may not be ours.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay.
And we got, man, and I know people don't like that because you enslaved to money.
Yeah.
Right? And you're enslaved to stuff that when you see new money, you see it as an opportunity to get free or to get deeper into slavery.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying?
I feel like it's connected to, like we said, it's connected to fear.
Yeah.
It's connected to fear. It's connected to pride, lust even.
Yeah.
Like, because you have strong desires for something that helps you look better.
Yep.
So I'm going to go get a bunch of clothes because it makes me feel good about myself. I'm going to go get this new car I've been really wanting. You don't need it, but you want that BMW because at the end of the day, we get cars because of how we look in them.
Yep.
Let's be honest. No, you don't see the outside of the car when you're driving it. You know what I'm saying? But that's people going to see you in that car.
That's why when we rent cars, Hope don't want no little Ford Escape.
It does the same thing.
Okay, if we all go, I need space for my luggage, you know.
It's just
I get the space thing. I get the space.
It's just the two of us. And go in the back seat and the trunk, and we don't have that much luggage.
Okay. No, it is. A car wasn't a good example, dog.
Okay.
Let's change that.
Okay, we're going to change it.
Because the last rental car we got, Kadir was like, oh, no, this fine. I was like, nah, babe, this ain't it. And what? It started making weird noises down the highway.
That was because I hit something. That had nothing to do with
Damn it,
Then he
rental
couldn't
cars.
figure out for like a whole day.
Well, I literally just had to put it in park. That's why. It was the gear switch.
But we were on a road trip. So it was for like 45 minutes that it was happening. But anyway. Okay, so car. Now, I will say, like, I'm not like I have to have like a BMW. I just want something that looks good on the inside and outside, and that's comfortable.
Right. Now,
and that makes sense.
I'm not knocking people for having BMW. So let me be clear again. I am not judging people for having nice cars.
No, because
we have a nice car.
Yeah.
Right?
But it's your heart behind it.
It's the heart behind the things that we do.
Right.
I'm not excluding us from anything.
Yeah. Because it's not the status piece. I think like that's the thing. Like some people want like a certain car for to look a certain part.
Yes.
It's not that. It's more so
Like comfort.
the comfort and just
Let me tell you why.
Like
it's the status.
Yeah.
I was driving around in the hood the other day. And I've been seeing this since I was a kid. But this house looks like, it looked like we could pay cash for it. Meaning, this house looked like it's probably worth $30,000.
Yeah.
$40,000. It's hooded. And right in the driveway was a nice BMW. Matter of fact, it was one of those ones that had the chain link fence around the house. Inside the chain link fence in the driveway was a BMW. And I was like, dang, that's crazy.
I'm hoping it was a visitor.
For it to be parked in the closed fence.
Yeah, no,
maybe, probably. I don't know. But even that, I knew guys growing up that way.
Yeah.
That was living, I know guys right now that was living at their mama's house in the hood.
Yep.
My mama still lives in the hood. Shout out, mama, I love you. My mama still live in the hood.
Yeah.
And some of the people I grew up with, they still live in the area.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I drive around town and still see dudes living at their mama house with their truck on 22s. Parked in the yard.
Yeah.
It's like, because we want that look, that status.
Yeah.
Give me that glitz, that, anyway.
Yeah.
I was going to go back. But,
but we've been there too. Like we wanted certain things for the status.
The first car we bought.
Yes, we had just got married, y'all. So he lived in San Antonio. I lived in Fort Worth. We had the wedding in Fort Worth.
And we both had cars. That worked.
Yeah, we both already had cars. And so on the way home, he was like, you know what? We were like, I'm not going to put on you. We were like, you know what?
I think it was my idea, though.
She just agreed.
To be honest about it.
He's like, we need a family vehicle.
Now, all we had was Bree at that time. Bree was 4 or 5, something like that.
So she could have sat in a sedan. In the back.
She could have sat in a bug.
Right.
She could have sat in the cars that we already had that were working just fine.
Yeah.
But yeah, so we ended up stopping by the dealership on the way home after getting married.
After getting married, on our way to San Antonio.
Oh, wow.
And we stopped and got a brand new.
See who remembers this.
It was a vehicle on the floor.
It was on the showroom floor.
On the showroom floor.
Oh, y'all bought a car. Like,
Yeah.
y'all
No,
went
it
and
was
bought a
literally
car.
inside the building on the showroom floor.
That's them special ones.
With 22s on it. It was an SUV.
We were like, we want
and
that
we was like,
one.
we want that car.
No, not the one out there on the lot.
Right.
That
That
one.
one.
The one that's shiny under the lights.
And we bought it. And
What kind of car was it? I'm
It
just
was
curious.
they don't make these anymore. It was a 2007, because that was the year we got married. 2007 Chrysler Aspen.
Yeah, I remember that.
Remember Aspens?
Let me look up what
Yeah,
it
so
looks
we
like.
got that. We were excited, rode home to San Antonio in that mug. We thought we were balling because we were making what we saw to be a lot together. Oh, you saw it?
Yeah, I just pulled up. I remember those.
We
yeah.
put that money together. We
Yeah.
was like, man.
Listen,
Yeah.
you take 24-year-olds that are making almost $100,000 a year.
Yeah.
We balling.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We spent so much money.
Especially back then when things were a lot cheaper.
Listen, and I still have my car, the little
Yeah.
green Mazda Protege I had.
Yeah, so we didn't always make the best choices, and we're still learning. We're still on a journey, you know.
Yeah.
We're not perfect
Yeah.
or anything
Yeah.
like that. But what I'm saying is we can relate. We have been there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But when you know better, you do better.
When you know
Yeah.
better, you do
That
better.
part.
And let me tell you something. We doing better.
Yeah. Good for y'all.
Like, and I'm saying that not in the boastful sense.
Yeah.
I'm saying that in the sense of doing better, as in we manage better.
Yeah.
Like, y'all, I know everybody, especially in Tulsa, Oklahoma, shoot, even San Antonio, everybody knows me as the fashion guy. Like, and I don't dress like that on the podcast as much because I'm trying not to be like that. You know what I'm saying? Not that it's any kind of thing behind it. It's just, anyway, my point is, like, I'm known as the fashion guy. I have a whole fashion page. I don't work it anymore. But I have
Why?
like,
Why not?
just because I don't care about it no more.
Really?
Like, there's things I don't.
Since our conversation?
Which conversation?
Where he was talking about building it up?
Yeah.
Yeah, after that, yeah.
Really?
I don't care about it no more. Like, let me tell you. So let me say there's a lot. So I've been growing, like, in my spiritual life, being very intentional and just like the things that I'm learning about the Bible, learning about God, like one of the things that I told myself I was going to do is go back and relearn everything that I learned growing up. And it's a form of deconstructing. I know that's a word in the faith that we hate right now. Oh, deconstruction. Everybody trying to do. Well, there's some stuff that you need to deconstruct in your life.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Talking about women can't preach.
Yeah.
Right.
You need to go deconstruct
Right.
that and figure out the root of where that came from. You know what I'm saying? Like stuff like that.
Yeah, some scriptures just being taken out of context.
Taken out of context.
Preaching it out there. And
Or
totally
stuff that's
wrong.
not even in the Bible.
Not in the Bible.
Not in the Bible.
When my praises go up, the blessing, that is not in the Bible. I'm sorry, worship leaders. I hate to break it to you. That ain't scripture.
What about the one about praise confuses the enemy?
Oh, Lord Jesus.
What was that one?
That man ain't confused.
Wait a minute.
I remember some demons saying, "Hey, I know Jesus. I don't know you. He was trying to praise.
You understand me?
Praise, but I don't know you."
Like, I can't stand when and we say it in church so much. I haven't heard it in a while, but
Yeah.
I
No,
used to
but
hear
you
that in
grew up-
church
You
all the
say
time.
things that you think is biblical. Like, because you hear
you
it so
ought
much
to open
growing
your
up.
mouth. Shout right now. Your praise is a weapon, and your praise will confuse the enemy.
Right.
First of all, the devil ain't confused.
He knows what's going
He
on.
knows the word.
He's not like, oh, they're praising.
They're praising.
What do I
What
do?
do we do?
What is praise?
What do we do? They're praising.
Like he didn't do it.
Like,
He
y'all.
did at one point.
And then you jump into a battle that you ain't prepared for and get your
Right.
head beat because you think that your praise is confusing. You sitting here screaming your head off, about to pass out and faint because you ain't got enough blood oxygen
Yeah.
getting to your brain, thinking that your praise is a weapon. I am not saying praise is not important. I am
Right.
not saying praise doesn't give you a certain level of energy and tenacity or
Right.
anything like that, right?
And we should do it.
We should do it.
should do it.
But we should do it in context.
Text. Right.
If you shouting because you think that the enemy is going to be afraid and confused and now he's going to leave you alone,
Like, if that's the sole reason, we're
you
not
might be
winning.
mad and disappointed.
Like, he's still messing with me. I just praised.
And where we,
He did stop in that moment because he was just like, "Look at them." Thinking, "I'ma
All
stop."
right, go ahead. I'll meet you outside.
I give you your time.
And what we do is we take that was actually a natural story of the Israelites that was in battle, and they awoke in the middle of the night, and God told them to let out a shout. What they did was, with their physical enemies that they were fighting against, they let out a shout. They were in darkness. It was at night. They were off in the distance. They let out a great shout. The enemy, not the devil, but the physical enemies thought they were under attack because they heard this loud roar of shouting. So they woke up in the night. There was no street lights. They woke up in the middle of the night in a panic hearing this, and they immediately they started fighting each other, thinking they were under attack, fighting the enemy.
They were confused.
Yes.
Come on, context.
Come on, context.
The devil is not confused by your praise. Let me just help you. I know it sounds good.
It does.
But we have enough stuff in church that makes us feel good that's inaccurate. We have enough of that. Let's stop that.
Yeah.
Let's stop allowing people to think because it helps them to give them false hope.
Right. And then whenever what they were hoping for doesn't happen, then they lose their faith in God.
Yeah.
And guess what?
God was like, I never told you I was going to do that.
Right.
We sitting here mad at God for not keeping promises he never made.
Yeah.
Why did you think I made you that promise? Where'd you get that from?
Where'd you get that from?
Oh, because the pastor on Instagram put a message out that said, everything you've been praying for this year, God is about to do it for you.
Right.
That's inaccurate and untrue.
Yeah.
Let me be the negative guy.
False hope. Yeah.
Your pastor just lied to you.
Yeah.
God is not answering all your prayers that you've ever prayed this year, and 2024 is about you. That's not real.
He's so upset.
This is just like, can it happen?
Yeah.
Sure.
Right.
But God is not. Okay.
Take your time.
The Bible says.
Right. What are you praying for?
What are you praying for? Isn't even in his will for your
Oh my
life.
God.
Right. Right.
What are you talking about?
Right.
Talking about your business, that business I want a business doing OnlyFans.
Right.
Is God blessing that?
Lord, bless these feet and make them prettier for my OnlyFans.
There's women that make money off of twerking.
I know. Yeah.
There's women right now that plays with themselves on OnlyFans. That's their business. And you just put out a blatant Instagram post that says, that business you've been God is... that ain't for everybody. Okay, well, you didn't say that.
Right.
You said everyone who's looking at this post.
Right.
And then the person is praising God for how he blessed their business. God didn't do that.
You got an STD from your business.
Talking about, look, I'm over here rearranging stuff.
And they're going to have the nerve to blame God. And I don't blame you. I blame the pastor or the leaders in your life that make it feel like that God is in everything. And he ain't.
That's a true statement.
Sorry, guys. I'm sorry.
Don't apologize, because somebody needed to hear it.
No, I'm not sorry like that. I'm just saying.
Okay, good.
I'm sorry that I had to attack your theology today.
Yeah.
But I'm not, because...
Sorry, not sorry.
Sorry, not sorry. Now, this is not a theological debate. Like, I know somebody gonna be in the comments, whoa. Like,
the keyboard warriors.
Oh, it's the neck.
You know what I'm saying? That don't even live for God. It be them.
Yeah.
They be the ones. I say it be the ones that ain't even really living for God that be want to argue in the chat.
Right.
Like, how you arguing? You don't even serve God. Like, come on. Like, I think we have a different conversation we need to have. Anyway, I don't know how we got here.
Honestly, I don't either.
But honestly, it was good. Right? It was needed. Somebody needed to hear it.
It was all about just finances.
Believe
it or not, that was all from finances. And where
we got to the car and the status and
to where you were going on your journey of deconstructing some things, and then deconstruction became this.
Yeah. So let's give some positive tips and some positive things so that it doesn't feel like we sitting out here judging people.
Well, I will say one positive thing that I believed helped us that we need to get back to doing since we're revamping is when our financial coach had us meeting weekly to do a finance meeting for our home.
Yes.
So she was like, pick a day, and that day you're looking at what bills are coming out, what bills came out.
Yeah.
Check your account, make sure things are coming out correctly, and
let me tell you something. And do this. Because let me tell you, your brother took a L a couple of times. When you don't look at those pending transactions, that mugger gets you, boy.
And
You
in post.
listen, you be looking in your account like, oh shoot, yeah, I'm good.
Yeah.
But you didn't see
You had
$800 pending.
Pending.
That ain't taking out your account yet.
So that's on his personal account. You know, I said we had our spending.
Because she know her pending.
I meant on our bill account, like I know.
Yeah.
That must say pen. You know, like, I learned a couple of times, like, oh, I need to look at pending transactions.
Take that
Right.
into account.
Because you're supposed to already know what's going to come out. You know,
Yeah.
can't forget that you spent the money.
Well, guess what? Like there's a lost skill that doesn't really exist anymore. I feel not as much, at least, as it used to, and that is balancing your checkbook.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
checkbook register.
That's
Yeah.
a lost skill.
Yeah.
You would never forget transactions as long as you wrote them in the book, in the good book.
Now we just
Do you
dated
still have
ourselves.
that?
No.
Oh, okay.
Listen, we just dated ourselves
did.
because there's some young folks like checkbook.
Checkbook.
Register.
Right. Like
The
a
heck
cash
talking
register.
about?
That extra little.
That's
piece
my
of
Homer
paper.
Simpson.
But our financial coach, she used to have us putting all the transactions on a spreadsheet she gave us. But then there's also the Dave Ramsey app. Have you ever used that?
Shout out to Dave Ramsey.
Yeah, changing lives one day at a time.
Yeah.
But yeah, that keeps track of all the transactions, and it even categorizes it so you can see where you're actually spending your money and what categories. So you kind of see where your heart is.
Food.
Yeah.
That came so
That's
natural
split.
to say.
It did.
Because I am that. I look at
That was
lot.
a Novi.
Yeah, it was.
Food.
That's what she got it from.
Food.
I'm big at looking at it. And I try to tell Hope, like, yo, we gotta
Yeah.
reel back the like going
Out.
Yeah.
Cause like I'll put in
Y'all go out
food,
like that?
Like if it'll just be like just fast food restaurant.
Okay.
Like, oh, let's go
Yeah.
grab this on the way
Let's
in.
go grab
or-
this and let's go grab that.
And I feel like it's increased a lot because of the busyness, which is not an excuse at all.
Right.
So it's like now being intentional with, okay, let's start prepping more is what we have to do. It's the
That's-
convenience of
that's
it
what
all.
we need to do.
Right? It's
Convenient.
the
Prep
convenience piece that it's
That-
like,
that-
gotta kind of go away with.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That makes me think of our topic on the last episode about priorities.
Mm-hmm.
Like something is everything you have to do is on the priorities list.
Yeah.
Whether you are aware of it or not.
Yeah.
And that's one thing I know in our area that we have to work on too is like we resort to eating out because we haven't thought through or we haven't prioritized
Yeah.
home cooked meals.
Yeah.
And if you want to dig deeper into that, we have not prioritized dinner with family.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That part.
That's something we said we want to get
part.
back to, like, especially with us not eating out as much, like actually
Yeah.
sitting down together.
Yeah.
If I
And having
prioritize,
dinner
yes, if I
together.
prioritize
Yeah.
family time
Yeah.
Yeah.
and sharing a meal. See, okay, sorry, the pastor in me. So there's a thing in the covenant, in the Old Testament that talks about so you had like blood sacrifices and then you had moral sacrifice. And a part of moral sacrifices was sharing a sacred meal. That was a part of it. That was very key and important, which I feel like in America we've completely gotten away from sharing meals.
Yeah.
Like we've made it more like of a. It's more entertainment driven, but like the value that goes into sitting down with your children and sharing a meal but it's not just about sharing the meal. It's the love and the preparation that went into, like, and I want to get to a time or to a moment in our family where we're preparing the meal as a family, not just eating it as a family, but we're preparing together like kids. Y'all gonna cut this up and creating that culture in our family, and then we sit down and we enjoy the food that we made in love together as a family.
That's so good.
And that solves the other problems of eating out and not being able to control how.
Or even like the wife, I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
Even like the wife feeling like,
Everything's
gosh,
on
I have
her.
to, everything's
Yeah,
on me. I have to go
everything,
make this
yeah.
meal. I remember times my whole neck was hurting trying to
Yeah.
push myself to cook this
Right.
meal for the family.
Well, that, and then too, the communication that's birthed at those tables. Like now we're having conversation. And I know like a lot of times, like even when our family comes into town, like we'll normally cook, or even if we do grab something, it's like I always ask questions, and I come up with these questions like, and they're like far-fetched questions, like if you could be a superhero, what would your superpower be, or like your name or whatever. And it just gets us like talking, and then like that will go into something else. But it was so beautiful last night. I always seem like I go to Novi. But,
I was gonna go.
Oh,
You're
were
about
you
to
gonna go?
steal my, about to steal my
So
thunder.
can I finish it, or you want to say it?
I want to say
Okay.
it because we've always talked about this. I guess even as in a marriage, like, oh, when we have kids, we're gonna like, are we gonna eat at the table and things like that?
Yeah.
And so, because of like the convenience and like really what we've been doing now is she'll prepare Novi's meal, she'll eat after we put Novi down, then we eat.
Yeah.
But it was
because selfishly, I want to eat in peace. And I don't want to be cutting up. I don't want to be, pulled on the arm, or I don't want, my food to get cold because I'm doing everything else. Like, it just, for me, it was a moment of, I can just eat and relax, right? Not
lately, we not realizing how much time has gone, and Novi's at a point where you could just give it to her at this point, and she'll just eat it. And so last night, we're eating all together because we got some Chick-fil-A. We still eat out, but we ate all together. And she's like, she's eating, and she's like, Novi eat, mommy eat, daddy eat, and like she's just noticing like.
And she said, "Everybody eat," is what she said.
Yeah, because Gigi eat.
We were all eating.
It's like Gigi, everybody eat,
and it was like she was so happy, like that everybody was eating the same thing. She'd look at everybody's plate, like she was like, look at her plate, like I got the same thing. Like it was just a moment that, like for me, I was like, dang, she wants this. Like she
and you talk about the prepare. That girl loves to sit and prepare now.
Yeah.
Like if she making pancakes, she wants to she cracks the egg. And like she does that now. And I'm just
like
say that I'm like,
business.
we can do that now.
She will whisk like nobody's business.
For real.
Yeah.
Like we could be doing that right now.
Yeah.
Even at the age of 2. Like she wants
but
to
it's
help.
like once again, selfishly, like I do that almost for the most part, like at least 3 times out of the week, like we'll cook breakfast together. But like part of me is like, it's so much quicker if I can just do this, or because I want, just hurry up. And it's like, but at the time, like we're building memories. Like this is something that she's always going to remember. Is like,
and I'm building health at nighttime because I don't like eating at 9, 10 o'clock at night, and then I got to stay up just for that to digest. Then I get acid reflux because I ate.
It's a whole situation.
So I'm like, this is why I would love to eat at 7 o'clock all together, and then I can go to bed.
But I like what you said, like as far as even like the mom or the woman not feeling, because Kadero will cook a mean spaghetti. That's his go-to, right?
And if I got a recipe, I'll cook anything. I just need to follow. But the spaghetti is my thing. It comes
follow
from
the steps.
That's when the creative juices can come in my spaghetti.
Yeah.
But anything.
Not much.
We get not much creative. Not much.
Don't veer off on that one. You got a solid spaghetti. Don't mess that up.
Yeah. Be creative.
Stay there.
I can grill now.
Yeah,
I grill
you can grill.
Really.
So yeah.
I have enjoyed the times when we cook together, where you be like, or I think I was making some
Birria tacos. We made
He was like, well, maybe I can help. So yeah, we had a recipe that my friend sent me. I'll send it to you if y'all want to try it out.
Please.
But yeah, he came and helped, and the kids were like, you could tell they really enjoyed just seeing it too.
Yeah.
That's the thing. It just shows me more and more that the things that we do always have a deeper connection than what we think. It's not
about us.
It's not simply. It's
Just
not
like
about
the
us.
finances. This is not about us either.
It's not simply just getting in there like, all right, we got to eat something.
Right.
No, it's an opportunity to reconnect with your family.
Yeah.
It's an opportunity to get to know and learn your family. What we do now that's common in America is we're going to get you your food and you're going to go sit and watch TV. We're going to go in this other room, sit and watch TV. I did my part by providing you the food.
Go eat.
Right. Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But it's bigger than that.
Yeah.
And so,
and that made me just think, taking it even to a like community and like bringing friends together and let's cook a meal and sit down together.
And that is biblical.
Hold on. But should we go live on the marriage altar, cooking a meal together?
Yes.
And then eating and talking to the people as well.
I'm down for that.
Okay. Should we try the Birria taco?
Yes.
Birria? Do you roll the R? The aura?
Is Mexican.
I can't roll my
I feel
R's.
like you can't roll your R. Try.
No, I've tried.
No, can you try it for the people?
I won't do
He
it.
said, I'm not going to do that. I will not.
But that's what I was getting. That's biblical. Like
Yeah.
coming together and sharing a meal.
Yeah.
Like not just your family, but your family,
Yeah.
and we all come together and do
Yeah.
that. Man, that's
All right, now we got to do it.
Yeah,
I think that'd be
I'm down
dope.
for
Yeah.
it.
Okay.
Fun.
Well, shoot, it sounds like we.
Are we wrapping up?
I ain't got nothing else to say. I don't know. Do we have anything else?
I
don't wanna
think
force
that's it.
nothing.
We concluded, huh?
Yeah.
yeah, we good, man. I think. Well, guys, thank y'all. Thank y'all for
Absolutely.
hopping in with us. As we talked about sharing the responsibilities, the importance of community,
family.
finances, and what finances truly should mean. And
this is an
in the
ongoing
context.
conversation, right?
It
Like
is.
we didn't tap on everything. We just kind of followed the flow.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Good flow.
Yeah. So make sure if you are not following us, make sure you follow us on all socials. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. You
Yeah.
hit that bell notification.
And ding! Like the video.
I did it early.
Oh, you did.
You saw my hand was
Yeah.
already up. I'm not gonna miss this one. I said this one I won't miss.
Yo.
She said,
And she did. She was ready to hit that bell. Yes.
But yo, leave some comments. We want
Yeah.
y'all. We want to know what y'all feel about the topic we talked about today. Leave us some comments. You can also email us at info@themarriagealtar. That's ALTAER.
That's
right.
Us. We appreciate y'all. We love the community that we are building.
Yes.
Yeah.
And we can't wait to continue to build upon. We're gonna stack this thing like bricks.
come on, stack it like
yes.
bricks.
Stacking like bricks.
You know what I'm
on.
saying?
Stacking like
Anything else?
Hey. Stacking like
Anything
bricks. Go ahead.
She out here
No,
jamming.
he got the shoulders going.
He got the shoulders.
Isaiah got the look. Hey.
Okay.
I love it.
Yeah.
Well, guys, again, thank y'all. And next week, of course, if you drop every Wednesday at 12.
12
Make
o'clock.
sure you're listening. If you're listening on any listening platforms, Apple Podcast,
Spotify, iHeartRadio.
iHeartRadio. We all over there, baby.
All over there.
Here, there, and everywhere.
Make sure you rate us. Give us that 5-star review.
Nothing
And if it
less.
ain't a review, 5 stars.
We don't want
Just
it.
keep on. Just
We don't want it.
No, we're not just a podcast, but we're a community.
That's
So if there's things that you feel like maybe we should have went into deeper context on,
Yeah.
or maybe you don't agree with everything we said,
And that's okay.
like that's okay. And
Yeah.
if you want to share that, I would say share it. Let us know so we can be like, oh, you know what, that we probably did misquote that or something. Like we're a community. We hold each
Yeah.
other accountable. We do
Yeah.
it with respect. We do it with love. We do it with honor,
part.
and we do it with the intent to share.
Yeah.
So, as long as it's with that spirit, we would gladly review it, receive it, and make the correction if it's actually correct. It's-
Yeah.
and so anyway, we love you guys.
Love you guys.
And
Love
we'll see you
you.
next week at the
the
altar.
altar.
Hey.
Meet me at the altar.